Alright, so power just went out. I was editing a video in Adobe. Seems like every time I do anything with Adobe, um, ends up screwing up every time. But this time it was working good. I wasn't running anything else and all that, so it was working pretty good. And I was in the shower, and I wonder if I can flip this around. So one of my dogs is terrified of, I don't know if I can see her. Nope. How you doing, Snack? But she's terrified. And what she did was she tried to jump in the shower while I was taking a shower. And I had my eyes closed at the time, and I opened my eyes, and it's pitch black in the house, or in the bathroom. It's the second time that's ever happened to me. The other time, I was at Anytime Fitness at 3 o'clock in the morning. It wasn't storming or anything like that. And after I got done working out, I went in the shower, took a shower. And mind you, they don't have any windows in the bathroom. And everything went out. And I almost ran out of Anytime Fitness right from the shower, not putting anything on, because right before this happened, there were, and this was when I was like 17 or 18, there were 4 cars that were out front that were circling the building, so I thought that they were, because there's a pawn shop next door, or a little bit down, so I thought they just knocked out all the power at that place. And luckily I had a second thought, and I was like, no, I'll go ahead and get everything together, turn my light on from my phone. But that panic when you open your eyes and you think you're freaking blind. Oh. But yeah, I had a couple videos that that video was 2 of them that I put together, and also using my let's see. So what I've been doing lately, okay, Snickers, is I've been using this to go ahead, and while I'm thinking about what I'm going to do next, I'll actually just record it. The website or the, sorry that's loud, or the paper or the website to print off stuff on. So this right here is on Aaron Swartz, and this is from the New Yorker. It's a bunch of quotes like right after he died, and it's a bunch of like short stories from all of his friends. And one of them that's really interesting is, okay, this is the first paragraph or first little story. He could not deal with people talking about him. It's taken me some time since he died to get used to talking about him, because I was under such strict instructions not to. But he fucked up something really major. He made a really dumb, bad decision, and it's my right now to ignore all of the other things that I thought were dumb too. Maybe if I hadn't felt I couldn't talk about him to other people, this wouldn't have happened. I'm not going to let those preferences that led in one way or another to him killing himself guide my life anymore. I reject them. So that was his girlfriend at the time when he passed. And then here's Alec Resnick, a friend. So right here it says, there's a suicide as a philosophy cool Question: does suicide make sense as an answer to suffering? No, he didn't think it did. A doctor related last night told me that he'd had some very painful experience with patients with ulnar colitis committing suicide. Apparently, comorbidity with depression is common. I've been thinking about it a lot for the last 12 hours. So I'm guessing that this is like really, this was March 11th, 2013. I'm forgetting when he passed. This is 35 pages that I printed off. Known during the scare in 2007, he had gotten very sick from his UC. He definitely didn't seem depressed right before his death, nor for a long time previously. He wasn't doing normal depressed people things like withdrawing from friends and family, let alone suicidal people things, like giving away his stuff. However, he did commit suicide, which weighs pretty heavily on the other side of the scale. My doctor related told me that some of his ulnar colitis patients seem to be doing much better until the moment when they suddenly commit suicide, and that there's some speculation that UC can alter liver function, which in turn can cause other medications to cause impulsive behavior like suicide. Here's another one. Ben Wickler, a friend. I look back at my emails, and I was almost always the one who didn't continue the conversation. He would always say something nice, and most of the time, I didn't respond. It made me feel like a dick. Matt Stoller. I told Ellis that Aaron was a bit too calm before Christmas. I told Ellis that I thought he might try to kill himself. It was like he had one too many options. It was on the table. And this is Quinn Norton, an ex-girlfriend. I'm only going to go a couple pages. I'll tell you the following story, which is perhaps the best way I can describe what may have happened. Last Wednesday, I went to say Kaddish for Aaron, and I got a call from a friend of mine who wanted to come see me, so I didn't get lunch. He came, and he stayed until about 3:30, 4 o'clock. By that time, I didn't want anything to eat. It was too late to go out for lunch. I had to work for a while. The last few weeks have been the hardest weeks of my life, and I think I've managed poorly, but okay. But because I was so hungry, I was feeling increasingly bad, and I went home and thought I was going to have a nervous breakdown, which for me never happens. I will get depressed, as we all do, and I'm certainly very depressed right now, but I can sort of manage and see my way through. I said to Susan, I'm really not feeling well, and I sort of think I'm losing it. I got something to eat, and I still was feeling very crummy. And then I had dinner, and I still didn't feel well at all. And then I went to sleep and woke up in the morning and started feeling better again. I seem to have righted the ship, so part of me thinks that maybe something happened with all the other things that were going on. Sorry if my face gets off of here. Let's see. All the other things that were going on that just put me in some dissociate frame of mind. There were times when Aaron where he would all of a sudden not be himself for a short period of time. That's the best explanation I have. Whether it's correct or not, I have no idea, and I never will. That's his dad. But, I mean, this is like... So think about it. he had this much of an impact. This is just his close friends. Close friends, ex-girlfriends, brother, sister, mother, dad. And we just came up like it's been 5 years since he passed. And the funny thing is, when Uni started looking at this, when I first looked at it probably a year and a half ago, but I wasn't doing YouTube videos, so it slipped my mind completely when I started doing them, was that there's a lot of stuff that's out there already. My arm's getting tired. Holding this gimbal, it's heavy. But there's a lot of stuff out there on him. But the crazy thing about this, the reason I even looked at it was, when you look up his name, this says the dark secret, I think it's the dark secret on Aaron Swartz. And that's the tag when you're trying to look it up. So let's see. I know y'all can't see this right this second. No, I'll put it in my bookmarks. I'll put it in technology news. The darker side of Aaron Swartz. Crazy thing is, the girl I took to homecoming. That's her last name. But yeah, this is a lot of stuff. I mean, when I printed it out, I thought it was going to be maybe a couple pages, not 35. Aaron, so it says, the realm for a dream. But that's crazy that that's the name of this. It's not when you go to it. Let me see something. This update that just happened to